What is going on, Adventure Nation? In this video, we continue our trek through Kentucky down into Louisville. This is the Motorhome Experiment. We are rolling out of the Cracker Barrel here just south of Cincinnati, and now we're heading down the road to the Louisville area. You guys may have noticed over the last couple of videos that we haven't been staying in campgrounds at all. It's just because we're really just rolling slowly south because we want to get into better weather, get out of the cold, and we've just been kind of catching attractions along the way, doing some attractions, and then staying overnight at 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, and then just keep rolling. So there's been no need really for a campground. In the Louisville area, we are going to stay down there for 3 or 4 days, do some of the stuff down in the Louisville area. The RV parking last night at Cracker Barrel was awesome because it was completely separate from the restaurant, actually over in behind a Quality Inn or something, a Hampton Inn.
Yeah, and they call it their overflow parking. That is where the RV parking is, and it's just quiet and long spots, many spots. Like there were about 8 of them. There was about 8 spots. Unfortunately, only about 3 were available because cars were parked in all the other ones, which I still just don't understand. There was plenty of parking in the car section.
In the car section, but they were still parking there, which again doesn't allow longer vehicles to be able to park. How crazy is this? We pull off the freeway to get fuel, or actually get propane. This train goes right through, literally right through the center of this town. The entire plan today was to get down to Louisville and then stop and get some editing done. Well, we needed propane, so we drove off the highway and found this little town of LaGrange and see that there's a train running right through the middle of town, so our ADD kicked in and here we go.
It looks like a very cute town too, so we decided just to stop for 30 minutes and walk around. ADD.
This little town that we're in is called LaGrange, Kentucky, and the train goes right dead through the middle of town. We just missed the train. Hopefully another one will go by, but this is actually an observation tower where you can watch the train as it goes through the town.
It goes right through Main Street. So you're in the coffee shop or at the deli and all that, and goes through Main Street.
Pretty cool. We stopped by the little welcome center here at LaGrange and found out that it is named after some guy's farm in France, and moved over here and he wanted to remember it, so he named his little town LaGrange. The trains, we were wondering how often they come through. She said 2 to 3 an hour come through here. She said it's just non-stop, it's constant. We're gonna pop up here to the coffee shop, sit down and have a quick cup of Joe and see if we can't catch a train coming through the middle of this little town. Really cute place.
Very cute.
Not every day you're sitting in a coffee shop looking across the street at a toy store and then a freight train goes by. That's pretty cool. That's amazing. It's crazy, as you can see down here, they actually have to stop just at a stop sign because the train is taking up their side of the road. That's awesome. It's fascinating for tourists, not so fascinating for someone who parked their car on the opposite side of the street and needs to get back to the office. All the tourists are like fascinated, and all the locals are like, oh, another friggin' train.
I hope I get on time to my doctor's appointment.
That is really cool. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Lori said she saw it in Slovakia.
Yeah,
or
go through the middle of like
small towns there, but I've never seen it before here, so it'd be interesting if any of you guys know another town other than LaGrange, Kentucky, where the train goes through Main Street, because I'm fascinated by that stuff. All right, now we got to go get some work done.
ADD.
Parking is pretty handy. There's this open lot right here, and that's the town right there. So we're kind of just west of the town. So that's kind of cool. Oh, maybe I should go get my rollerblades on and go over here to the skate park.
I think that's a great idea. I think you should do it.
What we did notice after that last train went by is it just made a mess of the traffic for a little while after the train went by. So I'm assuming this one was the same way. There was an easier way to go, but I wanted to go this way.
Yes.
Because I wanted to drive down the track. Yeah, see, we could have got our rollerblades and went on there. That would have been awesome. I don't have a helmet though,
you
so.
should have done it.
Yeah, no. I don't have a helmet. Oh, there's a lot of parking here as well. So there's parking next to the LaGrange police station as well. So yes, you can see here. Oh, this lady's putting up ghost signs. Ghost tour signs. So yeah, you can see where the train was touring down here. Now we get to drive on the tracks. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna take that guy's door off. I'm sure this is really hard on the tow dolly right now. The wheels and tires are not gonna be liking that. This is pretty slick.
So yeah, all this traffic was just waiting for that train.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. That was a cool stop. I'm glad we did that. Now, down to Louisville, where we're gonna just overnight again at a Cracker Barrel? No, where are we going tonight? We're actually gonna use a Cabela's again, because we're just gonna get some work done and spend a night.
In every single city in our route, at least our route down. And we have been taking a lot of highway lately because there's a lot of low clearances, or there's just really no smaller roads that go somewhat parallel to the highway.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of sucks, but at least we get to go to the Cabela's.
We arrived at Cabela's here in Louisville, and they were calling for rain. Man, they weren't kidding. It's coming down now. And it's getting cold too, so time to turn on some heat. And we'll probably catch you guys tomorrow. We're gonna get some work done. No, really. No, really. We arrived last night here in Louisville fairly late in the afternoon, so we did our quick overnight at Cabela's. We're gonna roll in and try and stay at the Churchill Downs campground, which isn't anywhere to be found online. We just happened to, know that people had talked about it, and so we did some hardcore researching and found that the only way you can get in touch with them is through Facebook, which is always pretty good for us, and then you have to call them. So we're gonna head over there, but before we do that, we're actually gonna hit Lowe's. Lori has to get a little hookup for her Berkey.
Yeah, just quick. This Cabela's here in Louisville, extremely busy. All the RV spots are taken, but also trucks. And there's 2 RVs that you can tell they have been here for a long time.
For days.
And we've saw the people coming and they will leave. I mean, so just kind of a weird situation in this Cabela's, I guess.
Yeah.
But we saw a lot of other RVs coming for overnight that they couldn't fit where the spots are, the RV spots are, so they just stay at the regular parking lot.
Yeah, that is one of the things that is gonna ruin that kind of stuff for RVers, is people that stay in Cabela's for 2, 3, 4 days, or Walmart or any of them. They're for a quick overnight only. not to hang out and go visiting, and like they're unhooked with their car and driving all over the place. Not cool. The one's a fifth wheel, yeah.
A fifth wheel?
Fifth wheel just dropped and the people are who knows where. Staying overnight here in Louisville is going to be really interesting. There isn't a single campground within 10 or 15 miles of here that has a rating above 3 stars out of 5. Most of them are just over 2 stars out of 5. The Derby Park campground guy, left a message for him, never called us back. It's been a couple of hours now, so we're going to one in Indiana just across the river called the North Louisville Campground. So this one also has not so great reviews, so it'll be interesting to see. One of the complaints about this campground is that it was very, very narrow. The entrance is up here by the looks of it. They said it's very narrow, that if you open up your slides, you're hitting your neighbor, you can't put down your awning. We don't have an awning, so that's good.
But you can see that, you can see.
But yeah, it is a tight little parking lot. So let's see what happens here. Hi there. Last name is Charron. We don't have any reservations, so we were wondering if you guys have availability.
How long do you think you are?
We're 34 feet.
30 or 50 in?
30, yeah.
We got lucky. Last minute step, no reservations.
Well, we'll see if we got lucky.
Well, probably not going to be the best spot, but you know what? It's just a spot. Oh yeah, you can totally tell how crowded it is.
Yeah, it's a pretty crowded park.
Wow. Yeah, and lights are almost touching for sure.
It is an inner city park, so you know this stuff happens where you're gonna be tight when you're trying to stay really close to a city.
See, here's the thing. When we come to cities like this that we're gonna go out and explore, we don't mind just being in a place like this. Even if our lights are almost touching, because we're just here not to hang out at the park. We're here just to go out and explore. Oh wow, it's a very long one.
Perfect.
But if you're used to just hanging out at your campground and do fires and kind of stuff, this is not the park for you, for sure.
All right, we're here at the North Louisville Campground. Just want to show you guys quick. So the spots are pretty tight, right? Like you don't have a whole lot of spots. You don't have a whole lot of room down either side of you. But the good news is that we're close enough with our slide on the other side that the guy can use our slide as a backrest from his picnic table. So that's a plus. It's a inner city campground. It's really close to activity, so it's gonna be tight. I mean, it's a means to an end. It is really, really tight. We're literally right across the river from downtown, and I think it'll work out all right. I will say this about Louisville North Campground. Everybody has been super nice. Everybody is on top of it. They took us out to our site, let us set up, then we went back inside to register. They were on the phones, they were on taking care of us, other customers coming in. So that's all really, really good. So sometimes when the people are really nice, that can take a little bit of load off of some of the other things that are not so nice about the campground. But so far, so good. When we were arriving in Louisville, we posted the question to everyone if there was anything to do here, and we got overwhelmed with stuff to do. So we're going to go into Louisville today. We're not going to be able to accomplish a whole lot. We did our live last night, our October live, and didn't sleep well. So it's late in the day already. It's already noon, so we're not going to get to do everything today, but we are going to go check out a couple of things, and then tomorrow and the next day we'll check out a little bit more.
Yeah, this was gonna be only like a 2-day stay because we thought, oh, Louisville, probably not too much to see or to do, just the Bourbon Trail, that's about it. And after all the responses, we realized, oh my God, we're staying here at least 4 days.
Yeah. So ready to do it?
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We're not in sync today very much.
No.
We're having a hard time.
No, you want to go already? I want to chat.
All right, let's do it. I will say that online, there's not a campground with a decent rating, really close proximity to downtown Louisville, including the one we're staying in, but it's not quite as bad as everyone is saying, it is super, super tight.
It's very tight.
There is a train that runs literally right past the campground. We've seen that in many, many places, but not too bad. So we'll head into Louisville, and I don't know where I was going with all that, but
I don't know.
I don't know.
Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, let's go. All right, so after driving for 10 minutes through this cemetery, we went back online.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's
huge.
enormous. It's unbelievable. It's actually a really cool place just to come drive around.
Very peaceful and beautiful.
Well maintained, some enormous gravesite stones and stuff. But if we just went online first, it says when you come in to the graveyard, just turn right and follow the yellow line on the road.
We didn't do that, of course.
We didn't do that, but pretty amazing place.
But this is like a labyrinth. It's like a maze.
As we have said in the past, we are more fans of business people than we are like movie stars, rock stars, and stuff like that. We fanboy out on a lot of business people. And again, we believe, or at least I believe, I'll speak for myself here, I believe in celebrating people's lives more than I do their deaths. But in this case, I thought it was pretty cool. This particular gentleman didn't start until really late in life. He was 62 when he started his company and got out there and proved that you didn't have to be a youngster to start a multi-billion-dollar company, or multi-million-dollar, I don't know what now, but probably one of the most well-known names in the restaurant industry, and that is Colonel Sanders. So this is his final resting area here, and he's also buried here with his wife Claudia. And for those of you who may be living under a rock or have never heard of Colonel Sanders before, he is
from a different country.
Maybe from a different country, a different planet.
Country.
Started KFC back in the day, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
And since we're in Kentucky, we thought, let's come visit him. Good for you, Colonel Sanders. Look how good Colonel Sanders was with numbers. He was born in 1890, died in 1980, so just flip those two center numbers around. Actually, he was born on September 9th, 2 days after his birthday is 2 days after Lori's. But check this out. Claudia Sanders, her birthday's the same day as Lori's. Just a couple of years early. Like 80 years earlier than you, Lori.
Yeah, we have things in common though.
You have things in common with Claudia Sanders, except for their wealth.
Oh, hopefully soon enough.
We were just saying how crazy this is. It didn't matter if you knew whose gravesite this was. If they didn't put any marks on it, they just showed his face and head, you would know it's Colonel Sanders. He's like one of the most recognizable faces, one of the most recognizable icons, or even a mascot that any business has ever had. So that's pretty cool. So we came over here to the Derby Park and what's supposed to be the Derby RV Park to check it out, to see if we were going to move from where we are. And the answer to that would be hell no.
It's horrible.
It's not good at all. I would not recommend anybody staying here for any reason. I just wouldn't. I just...
Zero reason.
Zero reason to stay here. Just, it's cheap, but as you saw some of the videos we were driving through there, it's also a flea market on the weekends, and it's just a mess. we were gonna do the Louisville Slugger Museum, but we forgot today's Sunday, and normally manufacturing stuff doesn't happen on Sunday, so you wind up not seeing a lot of the cool stuff. So we decided to grab some lunch here at Grindburger. A few of you guys had recommended this to us, and then we read online that it was featured on, at least the veggie burger here was featured on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives or something like that on one of the channels, so we decided to check it out. Lorena got a burger that's called the Chain with a veggie patty and then buttered Brussels sprouts, and then I got the just regular veggie burger with fresh cut fries. So ready to dig in?
Oh yeah, I'm hungry.
Okay, I will say the Grindhouse burger, very good.
Success. It was very good, and portions were not huge. They were not huge burgers, so for me it was the perfect size burger.
Actually, yeah, Grind Burger Kitchen is what it's called. So pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna roll back down into downtown Louisville and see what trouble we can get into, as usual. So I thought this was kind of cool. Across from New York City and Jersey City, I guess there is a clock on a tube of toothpaste that everyone considers the Colgate clock. Well, the original Colgate clock is this one right here, and it is on a building across from Louisville, across the Ohio River. This was the original Colgate clock from Jersey City. It was moved here in 1924. Those hands weigh 500 pounds apiece. And this used to be the state prison. Now, another cool fact about this building is after it was a state prison, Colgate-Palmolive actually took it over as a factory, and during the process of it being changed over to a factory, prisoners were still here. So for a while, it was both a state prison and a Colgate-Palmolive factory. So pretty cool. And the factory was shut down in 2005. It's no longer a factory. Now they're wondering about what kind of developer is going to do what with it. So they're just waiting on its fate, and they might have to move the clock again. This is just down the street from the campground we're staying at North Louisville Campground. So we saw this as we were driving by. I thought we'd stop in and check it out. We're gonna be here for the next few days to do some exploring, but this is where we're gonna call this one. So if it's your first time here, it'd be awesome if you subscribe to the channel, stay up to date on all of our travels. It'd be equally as cool if you liked the video, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye guys.
Bye. So I thought this was kind of interesting. Across from New York City, there is my tongue tied. What is going on, Adventure Nation? We're here in the North Louisville.
North? What did you say, North?
North Louisville is what I was trying to say, but it's kind of
not North. It's just Louisville.
But this is
Indiana.
no. The campground is North Louisville. Okay,
oh,
take two.
Okay. I thought it was just the area.
Yeah.